Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 56. I can't believe I don't never remember. 56. Let your light and imperfection shine. So, I'm here for 108 days to set myself up for absolute energetic success. The time is now to align with the energetic currents that are happening. And I'm just making a lot of big moves for myself. And this 108 days is it's the energy that I propel everything on. So because I put myself in this position of producing this every day, my whole life is accelerating. And because I do the practice every day, my alchemy level is wildly going up. And that's when we also start to move a lot of energy. And when we say that we are energetic beings with energetic superpowers, that's where the alchemy comes in. Because when you start to alchemize your own energy, you really start to shift your circumstances and things start to get very interesting. So that's what we do here. I changed my I'm changing so much that I felt like the industry that I on your footsies. Here I am just talking. I've been having so much output all day, so I have to get into my body because now I'm just running on autopilot, and there's just a masculine autopilot that just no. Okay. On your knees, breath of life. Invite a little bit more fire if needed. Okay. Allow everything to settle. And see if you were bringing in some energies from the outside, like any efforting, like I did. Before the session, I was in a lot of like, I still have another meeting because we had a power cut and we had to find another location. It's been like a lot of things has been moving in our favor through different happenings, but they haven't been super comfortable. So we've been able to alchemize a lot of energy in a short period of time. And then I had the podcast. So it's like, oh, it's been a lot of heavy lifting today. And I can feel the capacity is getting really strengthened. But then after the podcast, there was a level of output. And then I started to feel like I can't do another output straight away because this is output, this is efforting, da 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 da. Like the mind started going. And so I started, because this has been a challenging day, then I also kind of revert back to illusions. So, and then I have another meeting in 45 minutes. That is a result of things just starting to move very quickly, which is fantastic. Then I started to make a thing about a thing, and I was like, wow, I'm starting to go into like negative thinking. And then I'm like, into the alchemy we go. And then I realized I had decided the topic this morning, but I couldn't remember what it was. And then it was shine your light and lead, or like imperfection is, what is it? What did I say? Let your light and imperfection shine. So it's like, I was like, did I set that up for myself? Okay, back on knees, back to breathing. So where are you over efforting? Where could you just show up and just be your absolute perfect self in the imperfection that is you, and just lead from there and adjust? And wow, I feel the pressure releasing in my head. So it's like I come into this. This is why I signed up for 108 days, because I knew that it's going to alchemize my illusions. And today I started feeling like, oh, they're coming for me, the illusions. And then, then I come in here and I transform that. Okay, relax. If you have a staff, bring it in. Start using it to twist. You can bring behind. Lean forward. So you find your own way. So, wow, I feel so stiff. Oh, like such a contraction. Oof. So I really need this. So with the stress and the efforting, the tension comes. So if we've been stressing and efforting, and that's the masculine, then it's like, I need to go into the feminine. What is that? The body. The quickest gateway to the feminine is the body, asking what the body needs and then give that. So that would be like water, sunshine, nourishment, everything that is put in a box of luxury these days and then shamed because you want it. Oh, the illusions of the world. So if you haven't gotten one of the staffs yet, I highly recommend you do. And I don't think that people are going to stick around if they don't have a staff. But maybe that's just me. If you're just here and you're like, I'm loving this, I don't have a staff, but this is excellent, let me know. I would love to know. Oh. You hear me huffing and puffing. I'm having a day. It's like not allowing it's like so many good things that happened, but they came with a price. So it's all about posture. The stress, the emotions, it creates a poor posture. Fear, hiding. Ooh, I'm sorry. No. having none of that. So that energy is rising, but the efforting and the masculine is descending, or disappearing or balancing out. Breath of life. So I'm working a lot to open up the back of the shoulder blades. Correct. So I'm correcting my posture. And that's why it hurts a little bit too. Because you're moving joints and stuff that has been in one position for, years. Even bones, it's like there's a lot of force in the body. So that's why this work is not always comfortable. But, when you start to connect the soul with the big soul, when the drop connects with the ocean, it just vaporizes all feelings of struggle. That's why people, when they really reconnect with God, that they have this extreme life change and just complete different experience, because it's literally a remembrance that goes through the whole spine, the whole nervous system, and just flushes with trust, because you're not supposed to carry 100% of life. And it's like when the soul and the whole system realizes that, anything can happen. It's just anything can happen. And that's why you see these extraordinary stories with people who, find, and it comes through challenges. It's through challenges people find, and that's how I did too. So I understand why, people in jail realize that, because when there's nowhere place to go and you don't want to surrender to the darkness and collapse and give up, there's just one place to go. That's just where you end up, and then you get rewarded for that. It's just incredible. And what that knowledge and that sense also in the body is, that the level of efforting is just not real. It's just not healthy. So it's all time to balance out. So on the footsies. Oh, my knee popped. I've been wanting that to pop for at least 3 days. I've been so aware of attention. No, it's more. It's a couple of weeks, but I've been working on it for 3 days to pop it. Very interesting. This day has been remarkable so far. So I twist and turn. To open up. So this is what gets digestion going. So we're working on the stomach, even though we're not touching it or talking about it. So doing these twists is like opening up so much. So my body just shows me these movements, how it wants to operate and how it wants to open up. So that's why I want you to follow your body too, but then we get inspired by what I do, and the body kind of mirrors. The nervous system works through mirror neurons. So we kind of, when we experience that there's an energetic transmission, even through the screen. Oh, knee is really popping. This is excellent news. Okay. So this is remarkable for me to be able to do, because I've been having so much pain in my ankle. So the fact that I can put a lot of pressure and bounce like this. And now when the knee opened up, this is becoming available for me. So my experience, because I'm not a petite woman. I'm not a small person. So I've always felt heavy. And now, even though the scale is not changing, I don't feel heavy. It's like a spring. There's an energy that is like really opening up in the body. And that's also how I know that the body is going to change, because energy first and then the physical. And the physical can lag quite many months. Okay, one more breath of life, then we're going to stand up. So I want to keep putting a little bit of pressure on the knee to move even more energy there. And then activate the psoas and activate the hips to move the energy. Because if there's energy moving in the legs, then I want to alchemize it. I want to bring it around the whole system and into the heart. Okay. Just allow everything to sink before we stand up. So we practice activating and regulating. Activating, regulating. Allow the energy to sink. Open up for any expression that wants to come out. Just allowing, just let the lights shine and allow yourself to be imperfect along the way, because we're practicing being ourselves. And sometimes then there's the water in the tap might not be clean the first time you open it up. So be kind to yourselves. Okay, it's time to stand up. Okay. Say hello to the hips. Activating and stretching the psoas, hamstrings, quads and psoas. Ooh. Interesting. Adding a little bit of squats. Remember, tilt the pelvis, shoulders back, straight. Posture. So you controlled movements. You can bring the hands to the head. Really feel into the hips. To me, this used to be very, very uncomfortable. I was very, there's a lot of stagnation in the legs from here to the knees. So this is the energy and the area that I'm awakening now. I'm doing a lot of these low movements to activate the hips, open up the hips. And this is where the dancing resemblances start to happen. You can go a little bit low. Remember, keep the root lock. You can go wide if you want to go low. Add the arms. Get on your bubbling springs. And sense the fascia activation through the whole body. So your awareness is deeply rooted inside of the body. You're not thinking about dinner, you're not arguing with someone in your head. You're right here. Adding twists for the spine. And up with the knees. Bubbling springs on your toes. So the bubbling springs is this, but the foot. So a little bit of skipping, jumping, to awaken the whole energetic body. So the calves are the springs of the body. So we want to activate the calves and open up the hips, twist the spine, root lock. You make this as fiery or as watery or as spicy as you want. You add the flavor, I add the movement. So my body really wanted to move some energy, that's for sure. Wow, I was like, I'm gonna come in and yeah, we can do a lot seated because that really aligns with my energy. It's like, no, my energy is so much. Okay, relax. If you have the staff, bring it in. Use it as support. So we go between the states. Output, input, effort, receiving, balancing. So we balance the shine, the light, and we allow the imperfections to be seen because that's where they, dissolves. Bring in for the upper body if that's what you feel. Full body movements are always more powerful. So adjust with your level of energy. But I'm always drawn to go to the stiffness, to open up, but I never override. And I just play and explore. I have no schedule. I just play and explore, and I just allow my body to transform. So as I open up the physical, the emotional opens up. When I open up the energetical, the physical opens up. So it's like multidimensional, and I just allow it to happen. And I don't ever override my body. So I allow it to take the time it takes, and then the foundation is going to be extraordinary. So you bring in the root lock, because everything is a core exercise. And that's what we want to build, the stability in the core, because that's where sovereignty is housed. So here I can put in a little bit of effort. So now the tremors wants to come, releasing some energy. Oh, I can literally feel the pressure going from my head down to releasing through my feet. So you can just allow the tremors to happen and just allow the energy to sink. Oh, whatever you're feeling. So tremor or shake, just allow the energy to go down, 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 down. Use the breath to regulate. Use the breath to release. Release the pressure. So I want to add the arms, so my body was gently releasing the staff. So you can do this seated, standing up, or lying down. If you are dizzy or feel lightheaded, then lay down. So I have a lot of energy moving in my legs. It's like I could do this all day. So now my body wants to stomp a little bit instead of tremor. So I don't go like, if that's because that's not what I want. If that's what your body needs, then you go there and just stomp it out, yell it out. But the energy wants to move in my thighs. And that's also where I carry most of the stagnation still, here and around the belly. But now I'm releasing so much fear from the bladder. There's a podcast coming out next Friday about me and Simba. He's working on my bladder and the chest compression. And we also talk about the connection to the water and hydration with the fear. Okay. Come to a seated position. Just breathe, come back to the body. If you're a bit disconnected, tapping, coming back. If you feel like you're ever, dissociating, you just tap the head. Massaging. We can grab the hair, twisting one direction, and then grab and turning the face the other direction, and then add the forehead towards the same way that, like the opposite way that you're turning your head. Opening, closing your jaw. Big sighs. So remember, if you feel like things are coming up, prolong the session, you just keep expressing, sounding, bellowing, crying, yelling, moving, shaking. That's the release of the past. You're just like that. You're your own internal priest, and you're doing an exorcism. It's like allow the energy to just leave. So express it, talk to it, like we're sealed in the internal alchemy expression with the intention. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Comment if you have questions. Join the Telegram group if you want closer proximity. If you want to work through your stuff. And the mastermind begins August 26th. So we are literally, and I was joking yesterday about that we're a bunch of Swedish Vikings rowing the boat. And I'm like, most of the women actually have their own boats. They're like captains and they have their ships. And I mean, they're like actual Vikings. I'm like, and we're taking the boat on international waters. We're inviting other international Vikings. We're all, just rowing like Holland, Norway and Sweden. We're all Vikings. That's why we relate so much. So if there's other people who relate to us and want to sail the international seas of internal alchemy and advanced energetics and just unlock ourselves on our road to freedom, the mastermind is where you join in. 31 minutes, time to go. I'm so happy. Now I have the meeting in 15 minutes and I feel like I'm brand new. And then it's weekend. Bliss, love. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Be imperfect and just allow your body to decide and shine. That's the road to abundance. See you tomorrow.